Back guys, so yesterday I actually finished off the engine a little bit more, so we've now got, it's not actually together yet, but yeah, mainly finished, so yeah, a little bit of progress there. That was all done off camera unfortunately last night, so apologise for that. But today we're moving on to the exhausts, so I'm just going to pop these bits out of the way so we can get painting. And let's get the exhaust headers out here. And let's have a look at the colour chart today. So, looks like it's all in the same colour, X18. So let's have a look. X18 is going to be semi-gloss black. It's black exhaust manifolds. That doesn't sound right. Since when have... One sec, no, they're over me on, aren't they? X18, semi-gloss black. That's mad. That's absolutely mad. Why would you have semi-gloss black exhaust manifolds? They make more sense in silver. They're black, they're black. Let's get some semi-gloss black going then. So I'll just mix some paint up off screen quickly here. Actually, let's get a different brush out because these are quite large parts today, so let's get a slightly larger brush. There we go. Prime it. That's a bit of a stiff brush, that. Oh, there we go. Right. There we go. Okay, so 12, 13, 14, 15, 9, 8, 9, 10. Yes, that's all these parts here. Perfect. Okay, right, let's get the blue tack out. And let's just raise that off of there. There we go. Perfect. Shall I move it over a little bit so we can get all those exhaust manifolds? There we go. Lovely. Okay, so yeah, let's just go painting some manifolds in black. Seems very weird. So probably do a couple of coats on these. Once they've dried, then or whilst they're drying, I'll start painting the next parts, and then after they've painted, sorry, they've dried, then I'm going to actually fit these parts and build the car like that, rather than painting 6 or 7 stages ahead, like I did previously. Just because I think everyone wants to see some progress of this thing getting built, and so do I. I can't wait to get it all done. Obviously, progress is slow, and yeah, don't want to rush it. Definitely love how this semi-gloss black paint I've got just flows really nicely. Doesn't sort of like bulk up. It comes out with quite a nice shine on it. You know, it looks like a nice deep colour. It's really nice actually. So at some point I need to start the other 2 models I've got. That I'm going to be doing, which is going to be the 4GT40, and also I've got a Mark II Escort that I'll be starting at some point, and then be running the 3 models all at the same time. So, but want to get a good bit of progress done on this one before I start moving across to others. Right, okay, so there's two other little parts of the exhaust manifold that I've got down here that I need to do as well. So I'm just going to paint these, paint the other side of those when I flip them over. Okay. Typical. Knew that was going to happen. Let's just unstick that. There we go. I don't know why, but I have a sneaking feeling that these are going to be very fiddly to get all in the correct position. Based on previous models I've done before, the exhaust manifolds, I don't know why, the bends on them just do never seem to actually match 100% as to what they are supposed to. And you always find that you don't insert like the little end part. If it pushes into something, you don't actually insert it. It sort of just sits on the surface and you sort of glue it, hoping that there's going to be no gap. Hopefully this model's going to actually be different for a change. Looking at it, actually, I think I might even get away with just a single coat on these, rather than having to double coat them. Again, as I said earlier, this black paint is just absolutely brilliant. It just really covers nicely. I'll give them a quick sort of spin around in a moment, just to make sure that I've covered all the edges and there's not some little gap somewhere that's hiding from view. Okay, and let's just paint these. There we go. Right, let's just give this a quick check. Okay, so I just found a couple of small parts that need a little bit of a touch up. So we got a little bit there. On the exhaust manifold's got a little bit there. Seems to all be on the same angle, to be honest. Just a few little bits. Bit more paint on there. Oh, big bit there missed. I actually thought I did a good job of getting it all in the first run there. I'm glad I double checked. There we go, that is looking good. Okay, perfect. Right, so that is the exhaust manifold, so I'll give those a minute to dry and I'll be back in a moment. Okay, right, there we go. So I am back. So let's have a look. So looks like the next parts, we've got some on C and some on D to paint. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop this out of the way somewhere safe to dry for a moment. Let's hang that up over here. Let's look for section D. Ah, perfect. Here it is. Stick that there for the moment. Okay, so let's have a quick look at the paint colours we need now. XF16, which will be flat aluminum. Okay, that's fine, I'll make some of that up. Then we have X1, X18, X10, X11. Right. X1 is black. Okay, so let's just put a bit of pure black there. Then we have X10 and X11. Don't think I've done those yet. X10 gunmetal and X11 silver. Okay, so there we go. Right. Okay, so I'm just going to mix up my paints a sec. little bit of white in there. If you wonder what that noise is, I'm just mixing up on some foil here. So. Okay, perfect. Right, so let's have a look now. So my flat aluminum is, or aluminium is XF16. So let's have a look, see what parts I need to paint in XF16, because that's what I've got on my brush at the moment. Okay, so it's C18 and C30, which typically is not on that chart. So let's put that one off to the side for the moment. And is this C? Yes, perfect. Okay, so it's C30, which is the, let's move this over a tad. There we go, so it's these suspension things I've got here, basically the ends, and then the spring itself is going to be done in black. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give the whole thing a coat in the grey, going over the spring, and then I'm just going to paint the little coil of the spring in black again. So let's get rid of some of that paint on that brush, because that's far too much. That's a bit better. Right. What I'll do is just saturate it with some paint for the moment, and then I'll spread the paint around and over it and in the crevices with a smaller brush. Right, let's give that a moment. Okay, right, so I've got some slightly smaller paintbrush here ready. So let's just now come in here. She's saying that's gone dry. Let's just break that up a little. Yeah, there we go. Try to get it in between. Okay, so there we go, they've got an initial coating on them, so that's okay. Camera should focus in a second. Focus, camera. Come on. There we go. Okay, so that's all the XF16 parts for the moment. Whilst I wait for that to dry before I can do another coat on it, let's do. We're on C, aren't we? Yeah. So let's do all the parts in X18, which will be which colour? The semi-gloss black. Oh, lovely. Back to my favourite colour again. Okay, so we have C3 and C20. So let's find these on here. So flip this over. Okay, so we got C3 up here, which is these two long rods here. Okay, so let's now find C20 because that's in the same colour as well. So okay, so C20, this part here, it's actually got several colours. It's just the tubes that are black. The rest of it's going to be in silver. So let's pop it this way over. there's a little part of C26 as well that needs painting. So let's find C20. Ah, here we go. So it's just here. So it's this one little bit here. So we've got to paint this little top section in semi-gloss black. Doesn't matter too much about the over paint at the moment. So let's just flip this over. Give the other side a quick coat. A bit more paint there. Okay. Okay, right, that's it for the semi-gloss black parts. I think those suspension springs look like they're ready for another coat. Okay, let's just flip this over. Just paint these ends. Okay. Looks like we're now going to go for X10. Oh, actually, no, what was it? Which colour are we doing at the moment? Completely lost where I go. Oh, that's it. Back to XF16. Right, okay. Oh, so now I just remembered there's two other little parts of C18 that need doing as well. So let's find them. C18, okay. Here we go. So it's these little exhaust manifold parts here that need doing. Okay, I remembered those. Pretty sure this part here is a handbrake lever. Very much does look like a rifle of some sort though. Pretty sure these end bits can be covered, but I'll just put a little bit of paint on them anyways. Okay, come back to those in another coat in a moment. Okay, so X10. Okay, X10 then. Gunmetal. Okay, cool. First time using my gunmetal paint here. So we are wanting C1 up here. It's the first parts. So both of these entire things are in gunmetal grey. So okay. So next, we've got the rest of that. Okay. Okay, there's a couple of parts on D that we need to do. Before we do that, we've got this little gizmo here, and that is all to be done in X10. Oh, so now we've got A34 as well needs doing in this colour, which is on a different blister. So just realised the light's shining off that a little bit, so let's turn the brightness down on the light. It's not going to work. Okay. Maybe it's just that's just the angle it's that. Okay. A lot of this part doesn't actually matter too much, especially this part I'm painting here, because this is going to be sandwiched in between two parts, but